Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Steuben County Board of Commissioners meeting for Monday, December 1st, 2025. I believe we're into December already. First item on our agenda is Mr. Bassett with business impressions. Morning, sir.
Good morning. The weather sure looks like December.
The weather looks like December, yes.
I assume you all have recommendations for next year?
We do.
Okay. Just want to step through that real quick. These are the recommendations for the update, the copies for next year that we have at this time. There's 4 lease replacements that we're looking at. We worked with Nikki on all these, and these represent a change in some areas that we've had over the years. Looking at right sizing equipment where the volume has dropped in different places, and we have had that. This year, we should stay under budget, okay, because the volumes have decreased in certain offices, and we were able to right size equipment, so we should be under the budget, and leave us a lot of room for some changes that may be occurring later this year. At the bottom, you'll see we're at the 5th one down, Public Defender's Office. We're looking right now, I'm not sure what kind of volume they're going to use, how they're going to use the machine. So what we determined to recommend is putting a short-term rental in there. That machine will then tell us what the volume is going to be. We'll run it for 4, 5, 6 months, see how that works, then come to you with a recommendation is let's do this. Okay, rather than put something in there that's too big, they don't need it. If it was too small, it doesn't have any work, and we'll just do it this way to make sure we get the right equipment. Then after that, software renewal for $174. That's just Workflow Central. We're still evaluating that again. That doesn't come up until the end of the month. If that does not fulfill the needs after we do some more testing with it, we won't redo it. That's under renewal at this point in time. We have 2 machines here that actually they're up. We'll go ahead and ask for their renewal today. If the price does not change, we'll replace them at the end of the first quarter, because that's when the machines actually come up. One's both of our leases. One will go back to both of them go back to Xerox, and we'll lease the 2 different machines. Both of them are smaller than what we have there currently, yet reflective of the volume that they're doing in those offices. If the price stays the same, we'll just go ahead and make those changes. If the price goes up or changes from this point, we will come back to the commissioners and ask for a change to that. Bottom shows you what we're looking at for the budget this year. A couple of things just so you keep track of this. These are all estimates. These are built on what last year was done, which did last year. 2 significant changes. The circuit court dropped their volume tremendously. It's the judge changed, and the new judge does things electronically versus paper files, and so that brought your volume down. Our extension office has came down some too, and those can change again depending on what their usage is. We can see those go back; those do fluctuate. A couple of things of why you do business with us and why you have been doing it for a long time. We're going to reiterate those. We have fixed rates in all these leases. When we bring a machine to you, everything's fixed for the terms you have a contract with us. Most copier vendors have between 5 and 10% increase built into their clicks every year. So the price goes up. You don't see it, you don't notice it, but it goes up every year. Counties, we do not do that. Okay, so these costs are fixed. We do complete supply support. So if they run a supply, sometimes we bring it to you generally that day to make sure we know somebody that can share it. So that we know where the supply is at. If somebody needs one, we can get it quickly. Our analyst support, other than special projects, our analysts, we don't charge for our analysts to come in. So Nikki or somebody needs help with something, or they need a scanner set up that we do something like that, we don't charge for them to come in and make adjustments. Unless, especially the machines at fault, because with us, it's never a charge for that. That's a support that you get that you don't pay for. Like the rental from the rental we're talking about right now, there's no setup fees. We don't charge for delivery. Don't charge any other fees for that. That's just the cost of the equipment. Generally, when you pay for anything setup, you've got to pay for the installation. You pay for the analyst support for it. You pay for everything that goes with it. That machine that you bring in, there is no additional cost. That's just part of the package we bring to you. We even provide a machine for the fair. For the fair each year, we provide a machine for the fair to use. We don't charge for anything at that time. Are there any questions?
Had a lot of discussion, so we're good.
The first. That's a second.
Any further discussion, gentlemen? None, in favor, signify by aye.
Aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will have leases to sign a little closer to the end of the month before they're coming up. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Shy or something. Usually don't wait on me. It says Nikki, not you.
I can talk in a high voice if you want me to.
No.
Good morning. So what we're trying to do, trying to be more efficient with some of the stuff that we're doing over there. We've been burning a lot of disc. Spent a lot of time doing that over the years and, you know, kind of worked with Nikki and IT trying to figure out a way to make that more efficient so we're not spending time burning these discs. And what he suggested is with the cloud where we can basically drag and dump and send things over to the PD agency, make them available to defense attorneys for discovery that way. Sheriff's office can send things more efficiently to us. She would be able to answer the technical stuff a little bit better, but that's the gist of it. So over the years that we've been having, obviously ISP, they've all got body cams, dash cams. Our county has dash cams. Our city, they all have dash cams. They've got, I think, some mics now. So there's a lot of this digital evidence that's coming into our office, and our staff is using, I don't know how many hours each week burning these things. I would suggest at least 5 to 10 probably hours a week is what my office is doing with this. According to our expenses for this year, we've already spent almost $900 on CDs, DVDs, discs, those types of things so far this year. So the contract that Nikki has proposed is a little over $2,000. We've got the money for it, but obviously we need the approval to spend that money. So realistically, just in the amount of time that we're going to save my staff burning these discs, it's going to pay for itself at a fraction of time. So to me, it's a no-brainer as far as efficiency. I think it makes a great deal of sense. And it's not just going to be for our department. Obviously, it's going to be a time saver for the sheriff's office if they can utilize this, public defender's agency as well. So it's going to save everybody a lot of time. I think it's a good use of our money. Like I said, it'll save us money in the long run. I don't know if I can answer any questions for you guys. Like I said, the more technical stuff would probably need to be directed towards Nikki, but
It's a yearly contract, then?
it's a yearly contract, I believe.
So it'll be the
Yes,
same amount again every year?
so they have different tiers. So we decided to do the annual contract, so we weren't locked into it until we're sure that this is something that they utilize the Amazon platform. So for the AWS buckets, things for cloud storage, it's the same idea. They just are able to give us a flat rate and not charge us every time we pull something down from it. So.
The only ones accessing it will be prosecutor's office.
For right now, there's a capability, like there's a portion of it that IT would be utilizing, but also the sheriff's office, the detectives, because I've been talking with Klein about how many DVDs they're burning every day as well. And then the public defender's office, and it could be utilized throughout the county. It's right now this little bit of a pilot program trying to see if it answers our need.
So you'll be able to take a specific burn that you would normally do and then just transfer that data to whomever you need to.
But that's my understanding. There's just going to be a situation where we can kind of basically drop it and drag it into some type of a folder or bucket, and then the other agencies can access it without us having to spend time burning it or the expense of the bits themselves.
We also have the capability of having it be secure, like copying one way. Or some buckets will be shared, but some will just be only the prosecutors have access to, only the public defenders have access to, so forth.
I see it's 25 terabyte, that's plenty.
It's to
These
start
files
with.
keep getting larger and larger.
Right, well, and it's video as well. That's part of it, but that's a good place to start. We were looking at 10 terabytes, but you can only, the minimum you can do is 25 terabytes. So it was growth.
That's a lot of space, but they seem to be getting larger and
I
larger.
don't understand all that. Nikki seems to think it'll work, so I'm trusting her.
No, exactly.
I think you're saying.
Yeah, I have to get the person to trust.
But doesn't matter how many users then, that you get on here, the price is still the same.
Second.
Any further discussion? If none, all in favor, signify with aye. Aye.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. $9:15. Scott? If you're ready.
Morning.
Morning, Scott.
First one I have on the agenda was the Cal County Bushmen's Association, if you guys would be able to sign that. Hold harmless for them.
It's out there.
And that's being sponsored by Utilities Bureau, so they're taking care of that, the fee for them if they come out.
We did it last year.
Yeah.
Have you seen that contract?
A copy for us.
Scott contacted me there last week.
I think I've seen that before.
Wanted to know whether he could sign that, and I said I didn't think that was appropriate for us, so he's come from us.
You should sign it. Yeah, there's no problem. It just releases them from liability, so. There's also a stamp sheet. Motion.
Is that?
So we need a motion.
Yes.
To approve?
Second. Any further? None, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
So the voters committee, can have that one back.
Did you want me to email that back to them, or do you guys want to do that, or?
Did you even have any documentation? We didn't have any documentation.
Okay.
Other than just the contract, so you want to go ahead and email that back to them, that would be great.
Yes.
Will you copy Abby on it?
Yes, I can. Next thing I had was the Tri-State Carpet Restoration Service. I'd rather wait till after the first of the year. So if you want to take care of this today. Or wait.
Is that price still good for after the first?
Yes, so he can do it for the lower price if it's between January and March. But if he does it now, it's gonna be the higher price. It's all about staffing.
Idea that that's going on out there?
Well, we can schedule around that, so.
Well, it's, we're worried about the load. I mean, or if you're having high use now, you have to wait till after that.
The only thing we have out there now, we got one more event out there, then we got two.
Rest of the others, major.
try to encumber this for next year?
If I'm making income.
That was the other question.
Good answer.
That will. Yes.
Then the last thing I had, for clarification, or actually the Red Hot Tree Service, they have to shoot down, just need the official approval on that. I will turn in their W-9.
You got that?
Yeah.
That's the one, right?
Yeah.
Move to approve.
So that's on the tree service.
Yes. And
Hold on.
Sorry. We just had one, didn't we? Did you second it?
Yes.
Thank you.
Where I was going.
Thank you, sorry.
Okay, any discussion?
I need to speak louder next time.
No, it was kind of all in one. Thought you had it. All right. Anything further? And all fair signify by aye. Okay, now let's go back to the carpet. For the flooring.
Oh, sorry.
About 1,760 feet? Or is that, it looks more like 6,760 feet, but then the numbers.
Yeah, I can't.
Right.
I know it's 70 by 100, roughly.
It is 67.
Yeah, 67.
80 square feet.
That's 75. Square foot.
Calculate.
1690.
Yeah, it's 5,970. Or is that 15 cents? Just can't read the numbers very well here. About 25.
Yes, right. The second invoice looks like 2.
Yeah, okay, that's better. $16.90. See one here though, it says $36.50. What's that include?
So that's if he does it this year, for the end of the year.
Oh,
That's because of his staffing issues right now.
okay.
So he said that he had more staffing from January to March, and that's why the price came down.
Yeah, I understand. $16.50.
15.
50 or 90?
No, it's 90.
$16.90, excuse me.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Where's the, so it would be the third.
I got a motion, I gotta take care of that first.
That's
For a second. Then we can discuss.
a second for discussion.
Okay, now we can go forward. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Questions?
Because I'm still not clear on these, because the one's 29 cents, which comes out to that 1960. That's the first one. It looks like the next one's at 25 cents. So at 32.
32 would be the total if it was done next year. That's labor and material. 32. At the bottom.
Yeah.
That's not what we were just told. We were told 25 cents a square foot.
That's what I'm getting.
6,760 square feet at $1,690 if it's completed next year. If it's completed this year, it's the 1690 plus an additional, it says 3650 circled here. That's the amount.
My understanding is we're doing 6,760 square feet at 25 cents.
25 or 75?
It's 25.
It's
That's the 1690.
Yeah, that's a cipher in there on the hand.
Yeah, I can't read his writing on top of there.
Why don't you just Since we don't need,
Retype that.
Well, since we're in no
Yes.
hurry, then
right, just have to rewrite it.
have to rewrite it.
Type an email to us. It's, okay.
So we're still having to vote because we have a first and a second.
Correct.
Yes.
So all in favor signify by aye. Opposed, the same.
Aye.
Okay,
There you go.
so bring it back to us.
Yeah, I can tell. I'm sorry about that. Has the sewer district been in touch with you?
The sewer district's been in touch with me. They want to, as I understand it, want to just more ops their easement. You want them to come to you? Or do you want them to go to Scott first? Or,
I've seen some paperwork on that.
uh,
We had some paperwork on that at one point.
They're wanting to change in that.
Well, I just got an email from the consultant, wanting to know what the next step is. What do they need to do?
They want to expand their easement, right there in front of the. I think that's right.
I saw the pink flags out there.
Guys said they needed to come to us. I thought we were in agreement that last time, weren't we? To allow them to do that.
I don't think we voted on it. I think they just showed us, preliminary.
Maybe that's what it was.
The initial.
Yeah, you probably just need to present to us then, not Scott.
Yeah. I'll copy it.
Okay, anything else?
The one, the red hot tree service, can I take that out of the, contract agreement?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine, yes.
I assume that's what we were taking it out of, so. Car count over the weekend, we had one day closed over the, light shows, so we had 40 on the 2 days. We had some displays, get kind of angled out there with them, so we were trying to get those up and running. But we got the snow taken off, so I got a salted out there, so they can go in last night, and very minimal people on Sunday, so. Yeah. Still working with DNR, they're going a little step farther. Looks like they're gonna approve what you guys requested on the, going off the shore. Keeping everybody down in the side of the beach, the dock, so it looks like they're gonna approve that, so far. They're moving forward. And also, one more thing, I'd like to know if we can put the Dodge on the WS. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Morning, Chip.
Morning. Morning.
Alright, we got two NDOT LPA vouchers for your approval. The first one is for County Road 200 North, the construction engineering, claim number 22, in the amount of $1,000.86 generate the structure point. And the second one is for bridge number 37, preliminary engineering, claim number 23, the amount of $15,191.37 to line the other.
Move to approve.
One second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by aye.
Thank you. Update on County Road 200 North. Worked through the audit, so now we're just waiting for NDOT to get final approval. On 100 North, 200 West Roundabout. Demolitions are complete. We still have some foundation removal to be done, backfill. Final plans are available for viewing at the highway department. Bridge 37, we're getting ready to start right-of-way acquisition. For the Pocabachi South Phase 1, we got 90% plans, viewed and approved. We have cost estimate for construction. Right now, our cost estimate is under our original budget for construction that we put in the grant. We got our first appraisals back. We should get our second appraisals back this week. And then Tyler will start reaching out to property owners mid-December to specifically, we have 9 properties where we would like to purchase right away, 7 properties where we would like to get rates of entries for green. All the grading is very minimal, so typically there's minimum slopes. I kicked everything to the maximum slope because I want everything to be mowable as nice as we can for a property owner, so there's 7 parcels. We're talking about if the right entry is literally a foot, maybe 2 feet, so we can grade it out nicer, so it's nicer. Out of the, we're talking about 9 parcels of the 3.5 mile trail that we're looking to build. We were able to keep the vast majority of it within the county's right of way already. We do have a letter that I'm going to turn in for the property owners. It's a letter of objections, completely within their right to submit a letter. So I do have that. I will submit that for you today. So you guys have a copy of it. Update on small structure 7. NDOT has approved the closeout, so we have that project closed out. For speed radar signs, I do have updates on quotes. We were working on quotes, and I got some back. Got the only ones I'm going to get back. So, there's to look at. Sorry, Kelly, I got a copy of this one too. We've got several vendors in order to get stuff back. Only one responded. They quoted 2 different types of speed radar trailers. Both of them are acceptable. The one I attached the details on is what would be the low quote, also the preferred unit. The second quote that they have on there, the one that's more expensive, doesn't have solar panels, so it's only battery operated. So this one here has a solar panel attached to it, so it should be charging the batteries as well as using the batteries. It's also the bigger speed trailer, so it has a bigger sign, bigger visibility. All speed trailers have where you can mount the sign for the speed limit program. So other than that, that's pretty much the 2 main differences. I like this one, A, because it's cheaper. Got bigger signage and has a solar power battery. If you guys want, I can bring this back to you next commissioners meeting, but I will be looking to move forward with plus those 2 compact speed radar trailers at the $9,576.77 price. We had talked about 4, but probably that's just to start with 2, move them around, and that way we don't like them. I do have the funds available in my 26 budget in my LRSA account for machine repair and replacement equipment. So, yes, want me to move forward. If you want more time on it, either one's fine.
You say your 26 budget,
Yes,
so you'd order them now, they would be received for next year.
correct. And they got a 4 to 6 week lead time on.
Does this do any data storage?
Minimal.
So we can't
No, it's not as advanced as
The one the sheriff has.
correct.
Where were we gonna utilize these at?
On detours and then wherever we had complaints about speeding. Specifically, we were talking about whenever we do a federal aid project, I can move it to the detour routes to help people regulate their speed. And when we're not running federal aid projects, wherever we're getting complaints about calls, about speeding, seasonal speeding, or looking at if we want to do reduced speed limits. 2 would be the minimum because I can place in both directions. Yeah.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll say.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye. Thank you. I'll get them moving forward. Our community crossing matching grant 2025-1, we underran that project, so we're only waiting on NDOT to give us a final invoice to officially close out that project. The county demolition project, shelter, the sign, and the shed are all down. We have the foundation excavated. We're just waiting for an opportunity to pull it off. Our equipment program, we got the pickup truck delivered to County Park and was turned in. Then down to the miscellaneous project 2025. I have a copy of the contract signed, so I can turn that in to Kelly. All pretty signed on that. I don't have all the training contracts back yet, so I'll have that for this meeting. We are requesting to have county auditor's office advertise for bidders for our 2026 annual bids. And your approval to advertise that so we can have it open, have bids due by 1 o'clock on Friday, January 2nd, and bids opened at the first commissioners meeting of 2026, which will be Tuesday, January 6th.
Motion to approve annual materials bids application. Make that motion.
So
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye. Then I have another thing to submit. Kelly, we received a petition from residents on County Road 280 West. Requesting the road be resurfaced. The road rates to being resurfaced, that's not an issue at all. Typically where we're at in our road program is we've only been scheduling out mainline projects, so we have the mainline projects scheduled for certain years. And then we've been fitting in residential streets whenever we have had funding available. More than likely, realistically, we'll probably have it paid by 2029 at the latest. It was already on my short list for whenever I can get a residential street on. If you want me to go ahead and put it on a specific year, that's fine. But I need to make sure you guys get received that. Otherwise, it'll just stay on there. It's actually the second residential street I have on the west side of the county. So 29 is the latest.
Do you need, excuse me, do you need the ownership verified?
No.
No.
No, I was just submitting it. I already had the data.
Okay.
Just we hadn't been scheduling residential projects. I've just been doing them whenever I can get them in.
Continue to do maintenance on that then?
Yeah.
Patching and stuff.
Yeah, we did a extensive patching project this year.
That before or after this petition?
It was before. So
Interesting.
it's probably what got them going. We were there patching.
Say just keep those folks informed of where they're at on the list.
Then On County Road 475 East, between 50 South and 100 North, we've had a property owner reach out to us about potential to vacate that section of roadway. I was thinking at the time that we already had a vacation petition, but what I found was pretty old. Also, what I would like to do is I'd like the commission to work with Mr. Stuckey on making a new petition process. So we already have another one. It's on my work list. But we don't have them. Really, so if we can work together to update that, make sure that we have something pretty good legally.
That down the junction, 475 east.
475 East.
Is that right at State Road 1 there? Just north of 20?
It's north of one,
Yeah.
but it needs to be fully right now.
That's really a mile long.
Yeah.
Oh, to north. Yes.
Yeah, it's all north of 20.
One property owner.
No, there's several property owners, but it's all farm grounds. There's no residential houses. One of the main farmers, property owners reached out. He'd already talked to one of the others. Kind of gave me an idea of this, how the state code reads this thing. Yeah, they were willing to work on it, but when I look back through my documentation, I'll have a petition, I think, that should probably update.
Is there a reason for doing that? They just want to turn it back into farm ground or?
They don't like to dump it, if they get out there. Or there is no homes. And it's all farm ground and some hunting property. Don't like some of the through traffic.
Property owner.
They have the right to petition, you don't have to grant it when they come before you, but they have the right to petition.
Regulated drain.
Go ahead and give him permission to Don to see what it looks like.
Yep.
You probably want a written recommendation from you as to any
Yes,
upside or downside on it.
that'd be part of it. Last thing I have is about Ozark Street closure. We have a request to look into a grant to work with railroad on closing the Ozark Street crossing in Pleasant Lake. Part of that grant process is needing to have a public meeting about that. I'd like to request that we have a public meeting maybe after the next Board of Commissioners meeting. But we would need to advertise that. So we need to request the county auditor's office advertise that. Preferably for 2 Fridays prior to the meeting. I'd also, if you guys are fine with that, try to go to the December council meeting. We have to get your guys' official approval to do the grant and the council's official approval to do the grant.
Too much to have if that ends up being it. For your last meeting.
So you want the public meeting following the commissioners meeting on the 22nd?
Whenever you guys want to have it. I was just writing stuff down on my schedule, trying to get stuff done, so.
Last meeting in here can have tendency to be busy.
We can have it whenever you guys want to have it.
I need a calendar.
We're not doing a drainage meeting that day. Right? We canceled the drainage. meeting.
22nd?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we canceled that, yeah. So.
Immediately following or place some training?
You'd have to,
Yeah,
we'd have to put a specific time down, but then we can always recess our meeting, conduct the hearing, and then go back to our meeting. I'd rather do it all in one as opposed to two, but two trainings.
If you do it on the 22nd, and we can advertise Fridays before, but is there a time frame in between the last advertisement and the date of the meeting? That's the question.
Minimum 7 days, typical. So we had,
Because I don't know if we can get it in for the 5th. We can try.
That's fine.
That would give us enough. But if we do it the 12th and the 12th and the 19th, meeting would be on the 22nd. We wouldn't have any. Have to do some checking on some dates.
Try to schedule it for.
Yeah.
and if that doesn't work out, you just tell me when to be here.
Okay.
I was just trying to not have to have a separate meeting.
I appreciate that.
Anything else? Everything go well?
I think things went pretty well.
Write downs, I mean,
Well, yeah. Yeah, it's not great.
I figured they would have, but.
Get some stuff break, but went pretty well.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning, gentlemen. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm coming to you guys this morning here with the surveyor's compensation. It was an older Indiana code, but it was passed for the first time last year. But my understanding is I need to first have it approved by the county executives before it goes to council. And so it went to council without you guys' yearly approval. I thought we approved it once and we're good to go, but I guess this has to be an annual occurrence. And this, if you're familiar with it, I think you all should be. It just states I'm an unlicensed surveyor, so license would be $4 a mile per tile, and section corner unlicensed is $2. And then I hand wrote the, again, it was approved last year, it wasn't this year. Yes, we hope. And so I highlighted there,
Jim, it does not need to go to council, it's approved by the executive body,
okay.
just so that you know that.
So
It is not. Excuse me, I'm sorry. The executive body is the one that determines this. So if you guys determine it, the council cannot override it. They not
Still have to go for their appropriation.
appropriation, yes, but
It's not discretionary with council as far as the appropriation if you approve it. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. I mean, they have to do it. But it doesn't, if there are changes based differently than what you had decided at budget time. I do need to know before the end of December because I cannot change an elected official salary after the first of the year.
What does, so
So last year you guys approved the $2 per mile for each mile described and certified.
is it described and certified? So what qualifies as certification?
again, last year we did the same thing too. We just had the GIS consultant go through and That's what we did last year too.
But I just, again, what would?
Certification would normally mean that the surveyor certifies on the road that these are the correct numbers. That the total numbers is 348, and the total corners is 1,419. That could be done with an affidavit from the notary public, or it could be under the payment penalties of perjury that he certifies the same. So,
Okay. I didn't know if there's some.
I don't think there's no magic format in the statute, but certification usually means that you verify in front of a notary that these are accurate.
The only reason I'm asking that is because we seem to, during some drainage ordinance meetings, find that drains exist and don't exist, or in a different place, or longer or shorter.
And that's why they will change, and they will change the number of miles in regulated drains, because yes, we do, what's the proper word? Abandon them, vacate tiles, and then we also bring in new ones too. But the section corners do not change. But the maintenance, then I'm required to do maintenance on those section corners too. Per year, at least 5% of those, when they repave the road, we go out, refine them again, and have those always updated.
So there always seems to be some discussion around whether it's those that you actually certify that year, or you just get paid by the number that's in the county each year.
Correct. Again, going from what other counties are doing, they are doing the whole entire section corners. That has been brought up before. I guess that's how you guys interpret it.
Don said if he's swearing to it under oath or under perjury, that's what it's based on, not necessarily the.
Yeah, I don't think it's, my interpretation of statute is that each year he comes before the commissioners and he certifies both the corner section and the number of miles of the drains. And then you decide whether he gets that additional compensation or not.
Each year, you're actually required to locate, what is it? Minimum of
5% of them, so it's approximately 70 or 75, yes.
Have we been doing that?
We have, yes. So I will say the first year or so in office, maybe a couple years, it hadn't been done for a while. I guess I wasn't familiar with everything. So, but yes, we have definitely been finding them now. So I can't personally, but we have to hire a licensed surveying company to go out and do that. But yes, we have all those documentations.
Say in the past, I think we've always hired somebody.
Yeah.
There's 2 or 3 contractors that are approved.
That's correct. And then it comes out of the perpetuation fund, which I don't tax dollars. Yeah. And Kelly could, I'm sure, tell you if she's digging up, but there's a pretty good healthy amount. I believe that's where the surveyor compensation comes from as well, too. Is that correct, Kelly?
Good.
Or it did last year, if you will.
It could, because it is for the, it's for the specifically what it's for, the statute says it's for.
It's very limited as to what you can use those.
It's very specific, yes.
Yeah, and we even talked about that too. Some counties had bought pickup trucks out of the perpetuation fund, but others said no. I think Larry might have back in the day, might have.
A long time ago, but.
And then, no, we don't. So, yeah.
To me, I interpret that statute as very limited,
Very narrow.
which you can use it for.
But this definitely falls.
This would fall in, yes.
Further discussion? Take a motion.
before you make your motion, because, you make sure that you know if it gets changed, if that's what your decision is, to make a note that you are changing it, from your previous decision. Because originally you said no, so if you could just make that part of your,
What wasn't requested, was requested.
it was at budget time. And it was pulled at budget time. You wouldn't have been here. It wasn't during a regular meeting, it was during a budget session when they went through the entire packet.
Okay.
And at that time, you said no. So that's why he's back in here today, asking them to reconsider.
I'll make a motion to approve.
So is this our certification that this has actually been done by, I don't see anywhere where it's notarized or under penalties of perjury, that these have been done.
So if you do have to be a conditional upon that, I would suggest you make a condition that the surveyor sign the certification. I prepare that, you see.
I'll amend my motion to make it conditional that, I can prepare, the certification. The surveyor would have to sign.
I would agree to that on my second. Okay, any further discussion? Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed the same.
Aye.
Well, it's the
Get
council.
your certification,
Just so
so
you
you
know.
maybe a couple days behind because of the holiday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my understanding is then, at this point then, I just wait for down certification and I don't need to go to council.
No, when
Okay?
when I go back to the next meeting.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Can you copy me on that, Don, also? Thank you. And Abby, I'm sorry.
Mrs. Schiffler, good morning.
And boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy's hiding back there.
I missed his first appearance at a commissioner meeting.
Morning.
Morning.
So we're in front of you here today about a grant renewal. This is for the Title IV grant. It's something that's done in conjunction with the quarterly reimbursement request. So this is your additional funds that gets calculated off of that reimbursement request. It's a program that was implemented several years ago, and we've been participating in it ever since. This is a renewal for 2026. There are no funds that are needed upfront. It's basically just a reimbursable, same as the quarterly reimbursement request.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
We have moved into the public defender's office and we're fully staffed. And we're fully going. So
Computers, phones, everything.
computers, phones, we are
Congratulations.
fully servicing all the attorneys and it isn't perfect yet, but we're rolling. So,
Everybody know where to find you?
yeah, we made up more signs to help with the EMS issue. Hopefully that's working. And we're making up maps to get to the court. The people are behind us.
I know the sheriff talked about redoing his sign out, be close to the stairs there. We had a conversation with him.
Like we did.
And we did it already. Okay.
I think the outdoor sign would be very helpful.
Yeah.
We've been telling people walk until you see a big word intake and then look for the staircase and go down.
Yeah,
Uh,
just, yeah, make sure you stick your hands out first.
But anyway, it's been, it's starting to happen. So appreciate
Cool.
your support.
Good, wonderful.
Well, yeah.
I do have one other item. It's about the communications director job description, because that position is no longer going to be a merit position after the first of the year. It's going to be a civilian position. We're going to take a look at the job description. Been working with the sheriff's office, in particular Mike Meeks, on this, to make sure everything is in line, and like to start the process with Dr. Irwin and Sheely and personnel committee, and I just wanted your blessing to be able to do that.
Please do.
Thank you.
So with that, this director is still going to answer to sheriff, even though it's a civilian, or it's still it's going to answer to the commission.
Unless we change it,
At this point, it's still going to be.
still would be up.
That's the way we had these rough drafts drafted. The sheriff is in control of the communications.
And either or. We would have to redraft
We're gonna
it.
have to redraft it.
There are, so the old communications director job description was from a long time ago, and I think there might have been some changes with that reflected when the sheriff took it under his wing. So there might be some minor changes. I don't know if you want me to talk some more with the sheriff's office on the direct report, or there's gonna be some changes anyway.
I guess if there ever is a point that it would need to come back under the commissioner's control, I don't want it to be burdensome to change job descriptions again if we can avoid that. Not saying it will, but it's still nice to have that ability to control it.
There would be any way to like reword it. Yeah, I'd have to take a look at that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Morning, Commissioner. Coming for you today, just the final approval for the replacement of squad two's transmission. I did get multiple quotes, emailed to those to you guys about a week ago. I believe from Commissioner Laughlin and Commissioner Scheib, you guys both said do the remand with Russ Moore. It's currently down there as of the 26th. They said the transmission would be completely replaced. And they did order it that day. And he quoted us the 8139. So they said hopefully they'll get the transmission sometime this week, so we should have it back hopefully by next week. Fingers crossed.
Fingers
Fingers crossed.
crossed. This kind of weather backup would be nice.
It would be very nice. So we are able to handle the whether it's kind of weather with all at this time, so.
I noticed there's still tax on this.
I'll get that removed once we.
Okay.
So it would be 777.
So,
I'll move to approve.
Second.
We have a line that was coming out of through. We do a Q.
This is the one, I think I was talking to Rick about it. There is enough in Cume Cap for right now to be able to go ahead and take that so you guys could get it, so they could get it done right away.
Any further? None, all in favor, signify with an eye.
Aye.
Listening to the scanner, you guys were a little busy this week.
Yes.
and slow going.
It's slow going, yes, yes. But you're able to handle just fine, so.
Keeping everybody safe.
Morning, everyone. I got two contracts I got from Jen over at the sheriff's office, jail. This is for the HVAC yearly contract. First one is from Baker. The amount of $21,200. Last year, they came in at $15,720, so that's $5,480 more. I see industrial contract and engineering also provided one, and it's $7,500 for 1 year. So recommend you. Talk to Jeff and said that they're doing a good job over there.
The ICE.
Yep.
Make a motion. As I see. Right. What I see.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, other business, first item, the November 20th payroll amount, $592,089.97.
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
We have some appointments. Just look at this, so.
Individually or?
Yes. So Fremont Plan Commission is requesting the reappointment of, Ted Walter.
Approve.
Any discussion on that? Not all in favor, signify with aye. Aye. Next item is the Fremont Public Library Board. Shall we for consideration?
Any other ones for that one? Was there another one for consideration on that?
That one's Fremont, one's Carnegie.
Looks like you only said one recommendation.
Yeah, each one. This for the Fremont Public Library, I'll, commission approve.
Sorry, the one recommendation down there, that was who was going.
Yeah.
One going off, one coming on.
Yeah, sorry, but I'll say.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye. A Kirkton for the Carnegie Library is expiring 12/31/25. And she is willing to serve again. Motion approved.
Second.
Motion says she or he, excuse me. Rick, man. Any further discussion? Not all in favor, signify by aye. Aye. This is a reappointment from Mr. Gerber.
Yeah.
To the Steuben County Alcohol Board. Any discussion? All in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
I probably should have abstained from that one, shouldn't I have?
I wondered.
It's on the board for his renewals. But I don't feel there's count.
It's a, you have a 2-year interest in figure.
Yes, under the back.
Yeah. Okay, and then next item is for service contract with the Green County Economic Development Commission, which we have a budgeted line item for.
Second.
Second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Getting to that. Can't vote too fast. We have the authority to appoint someone to that board. Right now, it's me. Unless somebody else wants it.
I'll second.
All in favor, signify with aye.
Was was second.
Yeah.
Did they leave you on there? You missed that? Cute.
Did you hear the train coming?
County council. We don't have councils, do we? We have meetings from November 3rd and 17th. Any questions, additions, or corrections?
Motion to approve.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Let the record show that we on the platform. Yeah. Charlotte?
Charlotte.
Yep. Charlotte. Look at it, it's like, how do you pronounce this? Charlotte or Charlotte? Johnson Controls. These are.
Because I had called you. We had to reach out one.
Yeah. 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 Actually, there's some additional things.
Yeah.
Here other than on the private contract.
Move to approve.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Resolution 12/2025-01 regarding commercial vehicle excise tax and financial institution tax. The distribution of it to remain the same as what it is now. This is one that SB1 didn't touch.
Okay. State change your ruling on this.
State change the ruling on it.
Yeah.
Okay, under SB1, that's something.
I should have put it in here, let me see. Oh, House and Roll Act 1392. It's weird. If the county commissioners wanted to, when the CVET and the FIT money come in, we would do our calculation internally, and then we would do the distribution to all the different departments or entities, whether it went to the townships or wherever it went. They changed it, and now the state will do the calculation for us. So they're gonna send us the money, they do the calculation, we get the dollar amount. We can drop it into the general fund, and we don't have to do anything. But we've been distributing it, and if we change the way it's being distributed, and we take all of it and put it in the general fund, then those townships and districts aren't gonna get that money. It's gonna go in our general fund. However, you can, by this resolution, leave it alone, leave it the way it is. We get the money in, we'll still distribute it to where it goes. They still get to decide what they do with their money. This is the easiest way.
Yeah,
But once you have to have.
well, I gotta say, I would, if we're going to change the way to do it, I would make that priority to get that out there and change it at like the end of 26 or going into 27. So everybody knows for budgeting in July and August what they're not going
Right.
to do. If we have to do that.
Or if you have to make a presentation if you want that money. What you're using it for. So
Yeah. I would say if we're gonna change it, we change it for the next budget year.
Yeah, how significant is it?
The dollar amount, I don't have it, I'm sorry. And Ann's not here to look it up. It's not a super large amount that we get. We get it twice a year also.
So it gets distributed twice a year to these.
Yeah.
Everybody.
We distribute it as
Shows
settlement
what
time.
that looks like.
If we enact this resolution today, by resolution, we can change that in the coming year.
You can do a different one if you want to change it. I can get all the dollar amounts.
Be nice
You guys can hold off and do it on December, as long as we do it before the end of the year, going into 26.
We can review it. Yeah, it'd be a nice discussion to have, especially see where councils could use these funds, or if we hold them back and.
Maybe that's part of the discussion with the road fund, the townships that. Resolution 12/2025-01.
To leave it the way it is,
Yes.
proof this.
That's pretty good.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Please follow up with those numbers and
Mhm.
continue to have those discussions. Okay, claims? Questions?
Move to approve claims of $497,395.24. And items A, B, and B.
Waiting for the CD, yeah.
No, that's the short we've had.
Yes. I'll second that motion.
Further discussion? All in favor signify with aye. I'm going to ask you this every time since we're getting to see that conflict of interest. Any progress on that?
Nope, I need to give them a call. I had,
That's something. we
Ricky
need-
Hoffer from the State Board of Accounts.
That's something we can need to talk to the legislature.
Yep.
Specifically, which office does that fall under? At the state level,
State Board of Accounts.
the state board of accounts?
I'll make myself a note to call Ricky. She took down a lot of notes at that last conference I was at in October. To follow up on, she understood exactly what I was saying. There were only two of us. They asked the question after I brought it up, how many counties are having this issue? And only two of us raised our hand. I can't believe there's only two of us.
You did, right?
Yeah, so,
Could be.
but she still took all the information.
Some counties don't necessarily follow what the state board of accounts does. They could care less. They're not an official determine, they don't officially determine things. They just,
Anyways, with that, I'll consider a motion for approval of the conflict of interest forms for the current period.
Like that motion. Second.
Like how I word these bigger motions.
Works out really well.
It
Any
does.
further discussion?
Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
I think it's one of those things where I'm doing that more for Kelly and Abby than anything. And this is Scott's truck, correct?
Yep.
So we need to buy Scott's trucks from the county highway.
Yeah, we're the pay
Where are
for
we
that.
buying that from?
QCAP. Today, it's gonna be closed. Did that in an effort so that they did not have the budget for 2026.
We put in this, what was it just the other day?
Transmission.
Well, we got that one. And that was on here.
Representative machinery and equipment.
Well, we have 10 in here. Okay, so we just gotta take out another 14.
Is that enough?
I'm looking here. I'm multiplying. So we're down to 58, 416, 58, 6. 5 minus 14, 101. Takes us down to 44, 315, 15.
It's so thin, I get nervous.
Now, the 40,000 that we have up there, that's the one that we that one will probably come in a lot lower, but we put the highest number in there. Because you guys have already obligated the money.
Yeah. Andy,
So Andy, Rick,
for your discussion. Thank you for having that detail. All in favor, signify with aye.
Aye.
Request from EDC is for $40,000 out of our project ready. line item, which will go into the EDC for commissioners' projects through the EDC. And if you recall, last month, they paid us back some of that because they weren't going to use it, so they gave it back to us towards the ESA. It appears we have some projects coming up. Besides ones we're already involved with.
Cool.
So, is there a motion for that?
I'll make that motion. Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Where did we put that? 40,000. Oh, we're
That
putting that
they
in the-
sent in,
Mhm.
it's gonna get applied to the ESA.
Okay, yep. I just need to double check.
This comes out of the project record line item. Now, I believe though, that money coming back into that line item would have to be reappropriated by council, be used for that.
Yeah.
At some point.
All right, who was first and second? I apologize again.
Rick and Andy.
Thank you.
Ms. Anderson needs her bond approved.
Yep.
That's 15,000 for the bond.
For the assessor's office, yeah.
That's just
Yeah,
the amount.
the amount that she's bonded for is just 15,000.
What's it called?
And
Pretty minimal.
minimal. I don't know if it's $100, 75,
I was gonna
50,
say,
7,500.
You know, that's probably the bore underneath county roads for $100, so.
Yeah, it is. It's very minimal.
Any further discussion? None, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Yep.
And then, do you guys have number 13 on yours?
If not,
I have a 13.
13.
13, is anyone still in here? Yep, flex time policy discussion.
Say that again.
Flex time policy discussion.
Gonna come up and we can chat on it.
Sharon's gonna,
you can sit in the front row. if you'd
she's
like.
gonna lead this one.
You don't have to stand.
Great. So currently, we do have a flexible schedule policy in our handbook. It's very vague. You have exempt and non-exempt employees. Those non-exempt employees are eligible for compensatory time or overtime payment if they work any time over the 40 hours in a work week. The exempt employees, which are typically your chief deputies, your department heads, those are exempt. They are not eligible for compensatory time or overtime payment if they work over and above their normal work hours or 40 hours in a work week. We have several of exempt employees that do work over and above their normal hours in a work week. When this happens, typically, you should put on your time card the hours you're actually working. And if you do earn flex time, say if somebody works instead of 7.5 hours, they work, just for calculation purposes, we'll do 8.5 hours. Maybe the next day they come in an hour late, or if they have an appointment, they can tack that onto their lunch hour and take a 2-hour lunch. You know, they flex it within that same pay period. So then it all equals out on the time cards and it still shows them at or above their normal work hours. There are some departments that earn a lot of flex time. I'm gonna use the highway department as an example. In the past, like the superintendent has had to cover for somebody when plowing snow. And then they get a whole bunch of extra flex time and they cannot use that in the same pay period. Essentially what should happen is that is gone because we're not allowed to bank flex like comp time. It's not to be treated like comp time. So if they get approval by the commissioners to use that flex time that they know that they have, essentially it's gonna show that they didn't work their hours in a work week. And if that time card gets pulled by State Board of Accounts and we don't have a policy in place showing that they can use the flex time earned previously, then we may have some questions that need to be answered and we might get our hand slapped. There are different policies that can be enacted. Other counties do have, it's called excess benefit time policies that are for exempt employees with regards to flex time. It is straight time only. So any time worked over and above 40 hours, it would only be at straight time. It is not paid out if anybody leaves employment, because comp time by law has to be paid out when somebody leaves, if they have a bank comp time. And then at the end of the year, if it's not used within the year that it's earned, it does not roll over to the next year. So the maximum amount that I have proposed that somebody could bank would be 40 hours, which is in line with comp time as well. But I just need some guidance on this. We do have some issues with some departments banking their flex and using it. And then we have some ghost employment issues potentially where they're using this flex time and then they're showing it as hours worked for a time when they're not actually working. So we don't want that.
So this is probably the closest we can get to making it
Kosher,
what we're doing.
yes.
Yeah.
Short of not allowing it at all.
Or just saying that, and we've done this before, we told them that you have to use it within the pay period, which it's earned, but
Friday or Thursday at the end of the pay period.
right.
So what you could run into potentially by doing it this way is have somebody that's, let's say somebody that's supposed to work 80 hours in the pay period. They work 100 hours that pay period and then the next pay period, maybe they only worked 60. But they should report it as 60 as opposed to reporting it as 80 and 80.
Yeah, and then if that time card happens to get pulled by State Board of Accounts and they question, well, why did this person only work 60 hours this pay period instead of 80? And we can say, we have this excess benefit time policy in
Worked
place.
100 hours the week before, 2 weeks prior.
Yes. So this kind of protects us a little bit.
But they don't start banking hours until.
So your exempt employees are those higher paid professionals. So typically what you say is, you're an exempt employee, you do your job. If it requires after hours work, then you just do what it takes to get the job done. This was a recommendation by the consultant as well. Say after they work 2 hours over their normal work period, then they would start banking it at straight time. So your 37.5-hour employees would have to work 39.5 hours in a work week, then would start banking it. Your 40-hour employees would then work, 42 hours and then start banking flex time on top of it.
So wondering if we can get away from having 37.5 and 40-hour employees.
Oh, and you have, 84, the 76 and the 84, like, there's just the different offices work different hours.
37.5 hour, I believe, came
I never understood it.
like 12 or 15 years ago where they shortened their work week in lieu of pay increase, I believe, going back.
I don't know when
Historically,
that came.
I think that's what that came.
I don't either.
And we're
No
talking
idea when that came
way
about.
back.
Well, it comes,
I
but the
mean,
hours are the same.
8 to 4, it's because we get an hour lunch.
Right.
Hour instead of
Yeah.
half hour.
So say, if you have maintenance, they need to work different hours, but say if you work 8 to 4:30 and they only get a half hour lunch, I mean, then that's your 8 hours. The admin people typically get an hour lunch unpaid, so then that gets you down to 7.5 hour thing.
I'd be curious as to how many municipalities work until 5 instead of 4:30.
There's some that only have 7-hour workdays. So they close at 4.
Yeah. They're all over the board.
Just like everything
Maybe
else.
split it in the same hours, most people 40 hours aren't time covered. So you had a half hour lunch, then gave you 2 15-minute breaks, was more built in. So you essentially just take that as not lunch. But it was always 40, that's why I could never understand when I started here how, and we always told you had to have 40 hours, it's their full time.
No, it's for like insurance purposes,
No,
it's 30.
36, yeah,
It's 30.
30, yeah.
Anything over 30.
Yeah.
Stick it back on track here.
How many
I'd always
different,
looked at salary employees as a minimum, like in the private sector being 45 hours, as opposed to 42. That's my only.
And that is something that can be tweaked as well. If you want to bump up the number of hours that they have to work before they start getting flex, that's something that can always be changed if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, she is right, we need something in place as part of the employee policy.
Yeah, I think this would give guidance to those employees and those departments that have employees that are exempt. I think it will just save us.
It would require us to send probably a memo out to clarify exactly how that needs to be handled. Can we track that?
Yeah, and I've talked to Tracy in payroll, and she said that she can track that very easily. I mean, she tracks, all paid time off, including comp time. So this would just be added as another line.
I don't know if they see the questions I asked, sent you.
I did, and I answered them on.
Yes, but I don't know whether
Yes, I did.
they were shared yet. When you
Yeah, they were
responded.
shared.
Okay, I didn't look at that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of was a couple of those questions, but as to Will's point, to increase the amount before they're eligible would be a little more palatable for me, but also to reduce the amount that they can bank. I mean, banking 40 hours, compensatory.
Yeah, comp time.
Yeah.
Excess benefit time.
Excess
Well,
benefit, there you go.
Yeah,
Times are
Just,
taken care of.
yes.
we got in our policy on, vacation and time off, and all that. And to me, this just adds to that. I get they're working over different times, but be able to bank 40 hours.
And what you see is most people, whether it be flex time or comp time, for those non-exempt employees, they typically use it before it even gets close to 40 hours. I mean, there are some departments in which they do earn more comp time, but most people don't carry that.
That's what I'm wondering, is it better just to shorten the 40 hours? But that's field level goal. Because we want them to use it. I mean, the idea is we want you to use it. Yeah. If you earn it, you should use it as well. So 30. 20.
Change the hours.
2. We're gonna shorten that, I think, if you look at 2, because that'll keep it from being banked as much. That's my opinion.
So, as I understand where you're going. I've been in jobs like that where it's, You do the job. If it takes you 70 hours a week, it's 70 hours a week. If you can cut out early one afternoon, when I was a banker, 2 hours early, go play golf, yeah, you did.
So you didn't have anybody in that state board of accounts?
Yeah, same board of accounts, that's it now.
So, yeah.
The answer's my numbers.
Yeah, great. And then, if we are having someone working way more hours, but that we have other problems, other than, we have internal issues or.
Yes.
Yeah, why are they working that many
Yes,
hours?
exactly. So there's some of that as well.
We'll pick on the parks department that has a tendency to work a lot of hours between May 1st and
Right.
October 1st, but not so much the rest of the time.
Right. Right.
That position is kind of a hybrid.
It is a hot position.
Lives on site,
Yeah.
works on site, and we know that more than anything. I do believe the superintendent, he does get his hours in the winter as well.
So change to 20 hours accumulated and a change to leave it at the 2 hours over.
See how it goes.
So did you change it to 20 to 30?
20.
20?
I give a motion as corrected.
Okay, motion.
Well,
Or you want to write it up?
She's gonna have to write it up.
well, and I do have another policy that's actually in law that I would like to, if we're gonna do some changes to the handbook, I wanna kind of roll this one and can do it. I don't know if you guys do wanna approve it as written, or amended. I do have the ordinance drafted today, because it does have to be passed by ordinance and then it has to go to county council if we want it to be ready for the first of the year. If that's something that you're not worried about, then we can always wait until the next meeting and I can have it rewritten and everything like that, but.
Be nice.
Okay. So can I discuss the other policy as well real quick? And you guys don't have information on this because I did not get it done in time. So Senate Bill 409 was passed, it was effective July 1st, and it expires July 1st, 2029. This has to do with unpaid leave for parents that have conferences with schools with regard to truancy or the individualized and educational plans, IEPs for children. It allows one unpaid day per year for parents to attend those conferences, and that is in law. So I just wanted to, it was a big discussion in our HR group. I just wanted to make sure that was in the policy handbook as well. But there is a sunset date on that. Maybe they'll extend it, I don't know, but it is, expires.
Beginning when then again?
It took effect July 1st, 2025.
Oh.
Yeah, and then,
That's how I was-
no, it expires
It expires on the,
July 1st, 2029.
you should probably have verbiage in there.
Yeah. It-
Wrap that up as to,
Yes, and I do have some.
if it's pretty simple, we can look at
Yeah,
it.
it's very simple. And I added that to the ordinance. Abby, what was that ordinance number? 1060. 1060 was the next ordinance number. I put it on the front page there too.
You need to define day. You could cut a parent do 4 hours in the morning and 4 hours in the afternoon, 7 days. That's
It's a leave per calendar year, 1 day of unpaid job protected leave per calendar year. One work day, which 7, I mean, I've been in IEP meetings and they do not take more than an hour. But,
That's not one, multiple like that, or you?
Wondered that,
The total?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. It just says one
it's 1 day per child.
day. No, I don't think so, because it just says 1 day of unpaid leave per calendar year. So to me, that's not per child.
That is.
I mean, if somebody has 9 children, then
Yeah.
it doesn't work if they have to do that with each one.
But if they can take it.
Well, they got a bigger problem.
I mean, the way it's written keeps it simple, but I could just,
It's very.
I'm asking all those questions
Yeah.
that somebody else is gonna ask at some.
It is, and I was researching it over the weekend, trying to figure out if there was any more specifications, but there's not.
So what is our policy for taking time off?
Quite honestly, like, and I'll use myself as an example, I've been in participation to the IUP meetings before. Either I take it on from a lunch hour, or if I do have a built flex time hours, then I utilize that. But that's, if somebody has comp time, they can utilize that, but this is stating that they can take unpaid time off. So if somebody does not have comp time, and our policy to take any of your paid time off is half-day increments, then they would have this.
Well, that's what I'm trying to think, and I haven't looked at the policy book that much, but I thought if we took time off like that, we have to take a half day, or can we do it by? Yeah, so to that, if you have to take a half day off, you can take half this, and you could potentially do 2 then.
2 half days.
2 half days.
Yeah.
But if we didn't have that half day in ours, they could take it by hour or whatever and get multiple ones if, say, they're only gone an hour, hour and a half for that meeting.
Yeah, but in unpaid time off, though, that's a little bit different. So we allow unpaid time off. It's not something that we like to allow, but we do allow it. It is something that we do. But we typically do that when people have exhausted all other leave or special circumstances. Not like if somebody has used all their vacation, sick, and personal time, and they want to go on another vacation, the department head does not allow unpaid time off. But if somebody has a sick child, they show verification of that, whatever it may be, then we can do the unpaid time off.
You have to require documentation if that's what.
That is in there, yes. That the employees must provide the employer notice and documentation of attendance at.
Used to make credit is unpaid. If most people could, if you had comp time, whatever, you could just use that hour, whatever it needs to be to go get it done. Yeah.
I don't,
It gives you excess benefit time.
from my recollection, I don't think we've ever had any problems with this. Most departments are they accommodate their employees with regards to this. But this is law now, so I just want to make sure.
Some kind of problem somewhere, they get along, that's for sure. See it. It's oddly written too.
They love to write.
It's odd that you, yeah, but did not include more
Just
than
so
one
you know.
child or.
Yeah, it's for interpretation. Especially when they.
Don likes it.
Don loves it. Yep, great. I wish I'd written this.
Oh, it's awesome.
So ordinance number 1060 would include changes in the excess benefit time as presented with the maximum accrued. Can I mark on this?
Yeah, I put it on the second page, but you.
20 hours.
Yep.
And then 42 and the 39 and a half is already there.
Nice motion.
I didn't make the motion, I said that's what would be in it.
Yeah.
Yes, I.
Yeah, I was gonna second it.
Is there a motion to accept ordinance number 1068
As presented,
as
as corrected.
corrected?
As corrected. Yes.
Second.
Anything further? None, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
That's an ordinance of the every reading.
Ordinance requires 3 readings.
Motion to suspend.
Second.
Motion to suspend, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
And
Motion for second and third reading.
Second.
you with us?
Of said ordinance.
Okay, all in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Good work, Aaron.
Thank you.
I'll give you that back so you can make your adjustments.
Way to do that in just one without suspending rules there.
No, that's okay, that's the rule. Ladies, anything further for us?
There's a note on all your correspondence you received was all. We have to do anything with number 6. Sounds like.
No, it's just like.
Need to do is.
About RQAW.
Yeah.
Well, if we look under, so we got an update on county park dock. Fire QAW, there's,
Their letter went out, I haven't heard back from the 3. The contract provides for first mediation. You can't resolve that mediation. If you go, then you go to binding arbitration. So I've requested that, I indicated we wish to go to mediation. Did you get a copy? She sent up a copy of it. She did it last week, but I think she just sent a copy this morning. But, and request them to, who they select for mediator. It's supposed to be someone in Steuben County consistent with the contract, but I don't know of any mediator. Well, I know one, but this is, we may have to get out of the, everyone works in some capacity for the, all the attorneys work in some capacity. For the county, it seems like, so, that are mediators, so I would think we may have to go out of the county to mediate it, so. Just indicate to you. The other thing I have is, I sent up a resolution to council, I assume it's on their next meeting, to approve the sale of the real estate.
Yeah.
The purchase of the real estate.
Yep.
That's on the 19th,
Mm,
9th, I'm sorry. I got that wrong. After that date, we have to close, which means that Mr. Howard is going to be present to sign documents. And I just schedule that, they want to schedule after 4 o'clock or at 4:15 or later.
on the 9th.
No,
Oh, on the day of,
a day of, so I just,
and that's fine.
so I just let you know, or are there certain dates that are bad? On the 25th.
The 9th is the only one I got conflicted today, so.
I'm wiring the money, assuming that
Yes, so because those funds are coming out of the bonds, and they changed, they're no longer going to make, they're, what's the name of that place, Argent or something like that. Currently, the way it stands through Argent, every single time we want to purchase something with bond money, we have to have one of the 3 of the original, what was their title? Yeah, so that's either Bill McClanahan, Linda Hansen, or Goodwin sign the paperwork. But we've sent in documentation stating, after we get these people to sign this, that either Abby or I, are we the 2 that are on there, will be able to sign that paperwork. I don't have that back yet. Had you sent that back? So we will need that back before money can be released.
okay, so I schedule it like the 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 in there, it shouldn't be bad.
Will you check with him today?
It only depends if those people will sign off on that paperwork.
Yeah. Why they wouldn't, so.
Well, I'll just wait to hear from you.
Okay, so as soon as we get it, we'll let you know.
As soon as you can. I
Okay.
mean, there are building court right there.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. And this is new with this
I was on
project company.
I was on one for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you had to. That's the way it was done.
Pretty lake development, are we interested in hearing some additions regarding that, or do you want to make that part of the corridor project? Do you want to discontinue any discussion? I don't want to have additional discussion, I know. Mr. Summers is.
I don't care to have any more discussion along the lines that he's presented so far.
Is that collectively our thought? Or do we just say we will postpone any decisions until we have the 200 license study done? The 200 west, okay, so that can come off of there, because we do anything with that, and all looks fine. Four Wing Railroad grant, that's in Chip's court right now, so that can probably come off of there. He's working on that. And then I think you probably need number 6 on there, that's gonna be continuous for a while.
You want to talk about number one, Hank?
Yeah. Discuss it.
We open that up.
Or we can have an admin meeting and spend a couple hours. That's okay.
Okay.
That's not gonna be a short discussion, though.
That's good.
Yeah, we need to get that ball rolling in one direction or
I'm sure
another.
council would like to know what we're doing with this, since they're
I've been asked multiple
paying
times.
for the repairs and the upkeep on the building, so.
Well, I know they're gonna continue to happen regardless, unless you mothball it. And then you can wait for the repairs from being mothballed.
Seen it with there.
I know
We
the
don't think it's quite big enough. But it would be interesting.
electric bill came up in discussion at the last council meeting. Utility costs.
Because do we still have some of community corrections using it?
No.
Or
Only
are they
used
all over
it. We did have servers over there, but I think that's what we do.
IT had some phone servers and stuff.
Yeah.
Are those all gone out of there now?
Those are all marked on.
So put that on there, number one, let's try and get an admin meeting together here before the,
Probably after.
maybe after, for just after
This point,
sports.
yeah.
Might be cramming too much into the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just one of those discussions we need to have.
This admin meeting, we can discuss all we want, we just can't make conclusions.
We can spitball a lot of stuff and not make a conclusion.
Okay. Thank you. Done, gentlemen. Stand in recess.